Alright, what's going on, guys? It's Rag, and welcome to a different kind of video. As you might be able to tell, I'm not playing the game as of right now. In fact, there's not even a face cam. But right now, I'm just recording with my dogs, which are kind of moving in and out, so just give you a quick show of them. So if you hear weird barking or panting or gnarling in the background, that's why. Now today I want to talk about something that I think I'm uniquely qualified to talk about, as not a lot of people on the platform of YouTube have as bad as internet as I do. There are definitely people with worse internet on the platform that do much better than I, but today I just want to show you the tricks and tips of starting off, because I recently started off, and some tips and tricks I can give you as someone who's just starting off. So to start us off, you probably clicked on this video because you either saw YouTube and beginning or bad internet YouTube beginning. If the bad internet caught your eye, then this is probably going to be one of the more important tips for you, and one of the more exclusive tips, as people who do not have really bad internet, this first tip won't be as much as a crutch to them. So tip number one here, or item number one, or just kind of advice. Step number one is Handbrake. What Handbrake is a video encoder, but it also has the splendid side effect of being able to compress videos to about 1/10 their size while losing maybe 1/10 of the quality. So you're still left with 9/10 of the quality you recorded in, but you got this nice small file that someone with as shitty internet as I do, which is county internet, so I mean, it's pretty bad. I mean, my download speed is it's actually 2 megabytes. So, if that gives you any indication on how good Handbrake is, then there you go. And also, the footage that you're watching right now has been compressed by Handbrake, and as you can tell, it looks just fine. Now, that's about the only tip in here that's, mostly, bad internet based. The rest are all just tips in general. So anyway, let's get on to the next tip, or the next advice, or whatever. And that is DaVinci Resolve. Now, what DaVinci Resolve is essentially a free editing software that you can make your videos and your thumbnails in at the same time. For me, I was making my thumbnails in Resolve, so, it's pretty gosh diddly darn good. And if you want to see examples of thumbnails made in Resolve, you basically just have to look at, my old-ish videos, because those are all made in Resolve and not Photoshop, which I recently acquired for a one-time payment of about $140. Now, this one is very specific to the gaming side, or even if you want to do something such as, like tutorial videos on how to use software. And this is OBS. It's free capture software for your PC. It can do a lot of things. First off, it can record separate channels so that you have multi-track
drifting
audio with your video clips, so that you can separate, say, game audio from mic audio, or, you can separate, say, game chat from your chat, if you have, the right software or hardware. OBS is just it's a great tool. I highly recommend it. If you're not gonna get OBS, then Shadowplay I hear is pretty good, but I haven't used it personally, so I can't really speak on that front. Now, let's get into the hardware of starting off on YouTube. When you're starting off, probably not gonna have much. You're probably gonna have, say, a headset, maybe a mouse and keyboard, a PC. If you are fortunate enough to, be gaming on PC, then, you can record videos. As far as your audio goes, I basically recommend you either go all or nothing with it. Either you have nice sounding audio, or you have a nice sounding mic, or just no mic at all. You can do what some people refer to as the funny mic, which I will show you in a second, but that's more for comedic purpose. So if you want to do, montages or just commentaries in general, the funny mic is not going to work for the entire thing. Now, this is what we in the industry call the funny mic. And basically, this is just a Logitech webcam mic with the gain turned all the way up. So if I speak at more than, the average decibels of talking, it clips like this, and you can't understand a word I'm saying, but it sounds incredibly funny, and that's why we call it the funny mic. But what I personally use for, the majority of my audio is an ATR 2500 USB microphone. It's a pretty reliable piece. I've probably deep-throated this mic at least 50,000 times, and as you can hear, it is still going strong. I've even hit it off my keyboard, and it's in better condition than the keyboard. I mean, granted, they're both in, they're in good condition, but they could be better. So to summarize the whole audio part, basically, either go for very nice sounding audio, or just do text on screen, because audio is one of those things that you can't really get away from, when someone has really shitty audio, you can't like tune that out the same way as one would tune out a 240p. Like with bad audio, it hurts your ears and it's just not good. When you hear it, you're just like, ugh. But when you see a bad visual, it's like, can't really see what's going on here, but I'll keep watching. So I definitely recommend that if you're gonna want to make your videos look good or sound good, I definitely recommend that you go for sound. Now, another piece of hardware that you might want to invest in is a webcam, any kind of camera. Personally, a webcam is it's a decently cheap way to have very convenient recording. Say, my first webcams were all camcorders, or were all a camcorder. And I had the misfortune of only having 8 gigabytes of memory for said camcorder, so as much as I'd like to, at that time, record videos for like 2 hours at a time, I couldn't, because I could only record for half an hour at a time if I wanted to retain, 720p, 60 FPS, and, there were other problems with that whole thing, but overall, the camcorder sucked, and this webcam has been one of the best investments I've made. Now, if you are going down the path of a camera, I definitely recommend sorting out some lighting going towards your face from the same place your monitor is. Because, when you're playing just casually, you don't really recognize the fact that you can't see your own face. Because, personally, I tend to not look at it. It's very hideous and ugly, but I put it on my videos for you guys. It's definitely, you don't look at it. And you don't see it very often. So you don't know that other people can't see your face through the camera. Now, with the camera I have, which is a not an ATR. It's a Logitech C922. All my webcam is captured with Logitech Capture. I can set it to mostly exposure, so it will look good, but it will have a very low, inconsistent frame rate, and it just doesn't look nice. To show you what I'm talking about lighting, this is basically what your video is going to look like if you have no lighting, because anytime you walk into a dark area in a game or using the dark theme on software, this is what it's going to look like. Now, this is what it's going to look like if you have a brighter object on screen, such as, for me, it's Audacity in my wallpaper, but it's still just, it doesn't look good. And so here's with a lamp facing the wall, but not me, and here's a lamp facing me. As you can tell, it definitely looks a lot better facing this way, and just for reference, that's with it off. So to summarize the whole lighting thing, literally anything works. If you have a second monitor, you can put just a white screen on it, that can help. If you have a lamp, like a neck lamp that like clips onto something or lays down, point it at the wall, because if you point it at your face, it's gonna look bad. Now, in the title, the title of the video, I imagine, because I haven't made it yet, but I imagine the title of the video is YouTube Gaming Channels for Beginners, or something along those lines. And it's time to talk about the gaming side of things, because, obviously, it's one thing to, make a video like this, where I have a gameplay that I recorded earlier, playing in the background and talking about a topic. But if you don't have a topic, well, this doesn't work. And believe it or not, it can be, a little bit difficult to come up with a topic. I can't do this topic again, because I will have already done this topic. But here's some topics for you gamers out there, or not topics, here's some video formats you can go with for you gamers out there that want to make videos. So first, and probably most obvious, is this kind of video, where I talk about a thing over pre-recorded gameplay, which is called a commentary. Well, it is what it is. It is what it sounds like. It's talking about something over gameplay, and that basically just, provides a visual stimulus while you talk about butt fucking nothing, or butt fucking. I'm not here to judge what you talk about. But commentaries are pretty simple to make, and they're pretty popular ever since Leafy, popularized the genre back in 2016, and then, You know, he tried to popularize it again, but then YouTube hit him with the termination, and he's not getting his channel back. But that's not what this video is about. This video is about you, the viewer, trying to start out on YouTube. Because I know you're trying, because you're watching this video. And if you aren't watching this video for that, and you're just watching this video to watch me, thank you. It's very appreciated. Now, another type of video you can make is what's called a live com. Now, there's another type of video you can make, and it's called a cut com, or also known as a live com, because they're relatively the same. There is no live com without cuts, so therefore making it a cut com. But they kind of intertwine, because with a live com, you know, you want your gameplay and your voice to be in sync, so you have to cut the gameplay with your voice so that they're in sync. But with a commentary, you don't have to cut, so people might not even know that you're cutting the audio. But in a live com, people will definitely know you're cutting the audio and not the video as soon as you react to something, and then 10 minutes later it happens. So the next kind of video is a playthrough, where you buy a game and you play it and you upload relatively uncut video of you playing the game. Now, playthroughs come in a lot of subgenres, but I'll just go with generally what people think a playthrough is. I did 2 videos of a Titanfall playthrough, and basically what that was is I cut out the boring parts, but I played through Titanfall 2. Well, the first 2 parts, because no one watched them, so I decided to stop. But, you know, it is what it is. But that's gonna have to do it for this video. If you liked what you saw, and want to see more, maybe click like, maybe click subscribe. If you want to see more of these how-tos, or I don't even know what this was, how-to, or yeah, I'm not quite sure what kind of video this was. It's like a tips and tricks video. Leave a comment saying that you want to see that. But of course, I've been Strack. Later.